Today is the anniversary of our Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj's departure from this world. It's been 13 years now, and it's difficult to speak actually because there's of course a lot of emotion surrounding this day. There's some pain, but at the same time we feel it is our duty actually, and also that there's just nothing else to do, other than to try to glorify our Gurudev, with whatever little capacity we have. And in a few words, we can say that he gave us everything, in the sense that he gave us the tools by which we can begin to live our eternal lives. I've been contemplating this point in the last few days, how generally religion, to some degree or another, is catering to our needs as humans here and now, accommodating our human nature. But what is unique about Krishna consciousness is that it's catering to the soul, the eternal aspect of ourselves. It's beyond the human level. Actually, I was thinking, Krishna consciousness is not actually relevant to humans. It's relevant to the soul. It's not relevant for someone living a life in this temporary plane, but Krishna consciousness is going right to the essence and to that which is pertaining to our eternal selves. And so in many ways it's just not relevant for our lives in the here and now. But is giving us the means by which we can live our eternal lives. And so Srila Govinda Maharaj, he was that divine agent who came into this world to teach us, and in a very tangible way, not just through words, not just through books, scripture, but he was living and breathing that life of eternity, what it means to live in eternity. What is the example of someone living a life of surrender to the highest center? And I was thinking today how he pushed us beyond our limits, actually. He pushed us to be, but push is the wrong word, but he inspired us to go beyond who we are. He inspired us to be more than what we are, by his divine presence and his affection, his love and affection. That name was chosen for the Samadhi temple of our Gurudev, the temple of love and affection, and that embodies him. So by his love, his affection, he inspired, and by his beautiful, joyful example, he showed us that a life of sacrifice, a life of surrender, of service, of dedication, it's a very joyful and very natural thing. He wasn't giving his life for this cause because he had to do it. But it was out of love, out of joy, out of happiness that he was dedicating every thought, every word, every deed. And so he inspired us to do the same. He pulled us beyond ourselves. He inspired us to go beyond who we actually are. He inspired us to go beyond even our capacity or what we thought we were capable of. So, and now we have that duty, to try to continue the thread. Actually, he gave us the seeds, and in a sense, his leaving is an end. It's an ending, but it's also a beginning. And when our Gurudev left, it was sometimes I one way in which I thought, after our Gurudev left, I thought in one sense, in later times I reflected, in a sense, or some relief. It's like, oh, the worst thing already happened. And then at other times in my life, if I was facing some difficulty, I felt, well, the worst thing already happened, Gurudev leaving. There's never going to be anything that could possibly be worse than that, So there was that feeling, right, when our Gurudev left, it's over. And how can we go on? There was that feeling, he was our everything. He gave us purpose, meaning, everything, fulfillment, hope, There was that feeling it's closed, it's over, there's no reason to go on. But then at the same time, there's that deeper realization that, no, this is just the start, this is the beginning. And now is the time of test, right? That what he gave us, we have to cultivate that, stand true to that, Srila Sridhar Maharaj talks about the test of separation. Can we stand true to our Gurudev's divine message and will, desire, even in his absence? So we have that opportunity now. That is love, right? That shows how much you love someone, that even in their absence, you're still standing true to their memory, still abiding by what was their desire. So we have that opportunity before us to show we weren't just, one time groupies, right? But like, no, we're serious. We're sold out. Like what you've given, we're really taking that into our heart. And he gave so much energy. His whole life was like on public display. He didn't have privacy. He didn't have his own life in a sense. Internally, of course, is another matter. Internally, he was churning the highest substance. But in an external sense, he gave, every moment was open for everyone. He gave his last drop for us. And now we have to, we want to show, we're so grateful. We're so grateful. And we want to show that, not just think that or feel that. We want to demonstrate that by, we also will try to give our thought, word, and deed to this divine message that he conveyed to us. So it's a privilege, it is an inconceivable privilege to have known such a soul. Srila Govinda Maharaj is not, someone who you will meet in every century. He's that caliber of saint, of Vaishnava. So it is an inconceivable privilege that we could have met such a great soul. And we must appreciate that, we must actively appreciate that and keep that alive in our hearts. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Deva-Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. All glories to his faithful followers.